on its way. And as always, this part will become the prediction show, which is a separate show for people who just like this particular part. Believe it or not, people like to just watch the prediction show, not the whole Super League Raw. Who knew? There you go. So it's sponsored, of course, by Rugby League 3/4. So let's give them a plug, and then we'll start to look at round number 10.
He's target 5. Here comes
Ooh, love that crunch.
Let me add a little bit of spice.
Yeah, he's got player.
So there you go. Greg Roach in the chat. Super League Raw member. Quiz night was great fun the last time. Multiple choice guesses galore. Yeah, it is a multiple choice quiz. Test your rugby league knowledge. Please do take a look at that. The details for that, whatever you're watching this on, whether it be the podcast, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on Facebook, the link to the tickets is in the description for what you're actually watching. So once we finish the show tonight, go and click on that link. Go and take a look at it. Book your ticket. It will be on Zoom. We'd love your company on the 13th of May. Right, round 10. Gentlemen, this, again, has got some real little beauties involved in it, starting with the repeat of the 2023 Grand Final, the Wigan Warriors taking on the Catalan Dragons. I'll be joining my mate Peter at the DW on Thursday night. Really looking forward to this one. Then the Giants go up against the Red Devils, 6th against 7th. The Rhinos take on the Broncos. The Wolves go up against Hull FC. The Robins take on Saints, another mouthwaterer there. And finally, the Leopards taking on the Tigers. Now, many will argue that the top game is game of the week. However, based on my commitments this week, I can't do a 30-minute show in the time for it to be Warriors Dragons. I agree with you, it probably is game of the week, but I don't want to shortchange it. I want to do a 30-minute preview show. That will be the Robins against the Saints because I haven't got the time to turn that around between now and tomorrow. So even though many will say Warriors and Dragons have to be the game of the week, Dave, because of time constraints, I can't get all the data and all the analysis done in time. So it will be the Robins and the Saints. That will be being uploaded on Friday for your viewing pleasure as game of the week. Hopefully that makes perfect sense to everybody who is watching this evening. I just don't want to shortchange you. I need to do a game of the week, and that's the game of the week we're going to do. There you jolly well go. Right, we're going to kick off this Thursday night, gentlemen. This is a beauty. A little bit of a change to the graphic going in this one. Currently positions 2nd against 3rd. Fantastic. Wigan 2-9 on, 18-5 the Dragons. I put Junior Nsemba and Tarek Sims as the players to watch. I think that's going to be a really interesting little battle there. Nsemba in good form. Sims has been outstanding. Another player who was very unlucky not to feature in Team of the Month. He's been very, very consistent. The last 5, Wigan win against the Red Devils, lost against the Saints, of course, won against the Leopards and the Tigers, and then lost again against the Robins. As for the Catalan Dragons, they beat the Tigers, they beat the Wolves, they beat the Saints, they beat the Robins, but they fell foul to the Leigh Leopards re-emergence last week, of course, at the LSV. Right, because we're doing this on a Wednesday, happy days, gentlemen. Here's the squads. It's outstanding, isn't it? We can actually take a quick look at them. As you can see there, Sam Walters on the graphic for the Wigan Warriors. He's not expected to play, though. That's what we're expecting. He's in the 21. He's very close, but it's highly unlikely that Sam Walters will be making his debut this coming Thursday, albeit that could be a red herring by Mr. Pete. Quality looking team. As you can see, for the first time this season, 8 and 10 for the Wigan Warriors are in the 21-man squad. Even Havard and Liam Byrne both in there. That squad is now really starting to look very ominous indeed. As for the Catalan Dragons, again, you can see really solid. Jordan Abdul, the big inclusion for the Dragons. Will he play? Will he not? I think they've really missed him over the last few weeks, gentlemen, I have to say. But he is included in the 21-man squad. You don't know which Catalan Dragons you're going to get in this one, but both lost last week. For me, I think based on those two squads, I'll leave them on the screen for a little while longer. You would perhaps say advantage Wigan without question. But can the Catalan Dragons get vengeance for last year? Can they win this one? Mr. Nixon, I'm going to start with you. Wigan Warriors, Catalan Dragons, over to you. Should be a belter.
Should be. I hope it is. I hope Catalan put up a better performance. No disrespect to Leigh, Steph. I just hope they put up a better performance than they did last week. Do we know if they have a came back or if they stayed over here?
Say that. No, they went home.
Did they go home? So, can they get revenge for the grand final last season? No, I don't think so. I think Wigan are going to be too strong. I do think Catalan will put up a better performance than they did last week. I think they'll have been stung by that. But I think Wigan will win 9-17.
Right to reply, Mr. Sale. By all accounts, Catalan were poor, my friend.
It was 6-4.
I didn't say no disrespect.
6-2 at half time. I think Catalan weren't allowed to play rugby last week. I think that was the problem. But anyway, I think this is going to be two teams that are smarting from defeats last week, and it should be, an absolute cracker. I'm really looking forward to watching this one tomorrow. I just think Warriors' squad's too good for them, especially being at home with the Wigan fans behind them. So I've gone Warriors 9-17.
Well, Dawn Baker, of course, a Wigan Warriors fan. She says if they come with the same attitude as last year, she fears for the Warriors. And that's taking nothing from KR. They were immense, but our attitude was horrendous. Worst I've seen them play in ages. Quite damning there from our Dawn. It has to be said, putting the boot into her own team. But hey, fair play, not an issue. Joel, your thoughts on this one? Hopefully, it's a good game.
Yeah, I think Dawn's onto something there. It's true. I think being the world champions, you automatically command a win and a comfortable win at that as well. I'm not going 18 plus because Catalan's far too good of a team for them to allow that kind of scoreline. But you would expect that Wigan, especially on the home turf, will really put a shift in, and I'm going for 9-17. So that's a pretty easy one for me.
They're far too good a team, having lost hammered by Leigh last week. But anyway, that's okay.
By 24.
No. Look, you'd expect Catalan to. I get it, Joe. You'd expect Catalan to come and try and put a performance on here based on that. They'll be very hurt by it. Nicola Burtonwood, she's gone Wigan by 9-17. Dawn and Michael Bell, they're both saying they've heard that Walters will play in the reserves. Let's hope Mr. Walters comes back from his injury strong, quality talent. I think we're all gutted that Wigan picked him up in the winter months. A lot of love here for Wigan. No real love, not an awful lot of love, but that man Luke Earnshaw is on debut in terms of the chat tonight at Super League Raw. Hopefully you're enjoying it. We're the most upbeat magazine show you're going to find online, Luke. Remember, every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. I know it's a Wednesday. It's normally a Tuesday. We're going back to Tuesday next week. It would be a miss of you not to join us next week, sir. You make sure that you keep it Super League Raw. This is the place to be. Right. But yeah, only Luke is going the way of the Catalan Dragons. In terms of how other people have seen it, of course, the four of us are on the screen. I've not showed you my hand yet, but Mr. Schofield agrees 9-17. The fans forum agree 9-17. And on that topic, we'll look at what the league table looks like before we move on to the next game.
Let's not.
Well, actually, you had the best week, Greg. You had the best week, so don't you worry. You be quite, mate. You be quite happy. You overtook second.
Season now.
Yes, and that T-shirt's available on Patreon shop as well. Stop the season now. But I'll tell you what, I'm going the Warriors 18 plus. I just, with that squad, I'm sorry, Catalan Dragons fans. I think the Warriors are going to do you badly. I really do. I think this is a game where, because Wigan lost last week, they're at home, they're in front of their own team, really strong team. I hate to say it, I hope I'm wrong because I want to go and watch in the stadium a really close game. I don't think I will. I think it's going to be an absolute hiding for the Catalan Dragons overall. So I'm on 18 plus. The fans forum have gone 9-17. This is the prediction lead. Mr. Schofield remains in the driving seat. Joel over. I think Joel was above me last week as well. He maintains his position. He stays in second place. And there you are, Mr. Nixon. You've now got a 5-point lead on Mr. Sale. Bad week for Mr. Sale. The fans forum still propping up the league thus far. That's how it basically looks going into it. There you go. So that is how it all looks. Right, let's move on. Where are we going next? Friday night. Let's go to, where are we going to go first? Let's go to this one. Let's go to the Leeds Rhinos taking on the London Broncos. Probably need to change the colours there. Do apologise for that. But, I thought I'd change it this week because last year. It's now about this year. 8th played 12th. The game odds 1-66 on the Rhinos, 14-1. The Broncos, Riley Lum, I've said him, he's got to retain his position. I thought he was brilliant, absolutely brilliant last week. Credit to Riley Lum. And Akeem Maludi, I think, of all the players I've seen, I think he continues to be probably one of their biggest threats on the edges. The last 5, of course, for the Rhinos, they've lost to Saints, they've won to the Tigers, lost to the Wire, lost to the Giants, and of course beat FC in a close contest, it's got to be said, at the MKM on Sunday. As for the Broncos, we know they've lost 5 in a row. The Wolves, the Giants, the Robins, the Red Devils, and a really bad, shocking display against Castleford Tigers. Tigers will be delighted with that. Of course they will. Not good enough. I'd expected far more from the London Broncos. Right, gentlemen, look at these teams, and you will notice Ash Handley named in the 21-man squad. That's huge for the Leeds Rhinos. Handley, of course, was our player of the month for the month of March. He's back in the squad, but you will also notice that they have been decimated in the centres. Momorowski now is out, as well as Harry Newman. So that's a real problem. The centres have been pillaged. Obviously, we know that normally, Reece Martin would cover one of those positions, which you will again, I'm sure. It's going to be interesting to see who they put in that second row alongside Martin. Could be one of their youngsters, of course. Front row, they've got Oledzki still no Holroyd. Holroyd's still not there. So, they've got some injuries, Leeds. They have got some injuries. A lot of kids on that. I thought the kids played well, though. When you consider, I think Ron Smith said in his post-match press conference, a lot of youth in the team that finished against the FC. They did really, really well, the likes of Alfie Edgill. Of course, that Ned McCormack's a player. Keep saying this. Keep your eye out for that kid. I don't know if he'll get in the 17, but he's a talent, as is his brother. Really, really good. Fergus, McCormack, really good. As for the London Broncos, well, there you can see their squad looking as healthy as it possibly could. They've got a couple of bodies back as well in the front rows. Good to see Ethan Natali back. Back at number 12. He's not featured much this year, but he again has returned to the squad. So those are the squads. It's at Headingley. Joel, I'll start with you. Leeds, London.
I can't see anything but an 18 plus for Leeds. We know Leeds aren't playing very well, but Rowan Smith is just not going to let any of his players not turn up, because he's really now thinking about his job. Like you said, you looked at how despondent he looked in the interview after last week. And regardless of whether it's a win or loss at the moment, I think he's just not happy, and he wants to get his players playing as well as they can. If Ash Handley's involved, he's most likely going to be the difference between a 9 to 17 and 18 pluser. And if he is playing, which I think he probably will do, it is going to be an 18 plus and quite a heavy one.
Yeah, you see a convincing win. Bookie's giving London plus 30. Yeah, get that. I think that's a good bet. At 10 to 11, probably not a good bet. Craig Rigby saying Leeds 9 to 17, Leeds 18 plus. Robert Higson, good evening, Rob. How are you? I think that's your first shout out of the evening. Good to have you with us. Alex Sharp, London, giving them a little bit of a wave as they wave us goodbye. It's a shame for London. I really feel for him. Greg, Hanley back. Will he play? I personally don't think he will. Not against London.
I wouldn't risk him. I really wouldn't.
No, give him another week.
I put Reece Martin in the centres. Reece Martin, another one who's out of contract as well at the end of this season. So, it might be a good signing for somebody if Leeds don't retain him. But I'm with Joel. I can't see anything other than 18 plus for Leeds. They may well put a few kids on. I can't see London. I'd be absolutely, I'd be stunned if London win this one, and they're not going to do it. Even my predictions are not that bad. Leeds by 18 plus easily, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, and Steph, bringing you in last mate on this one.
I think, to be fair to Reggie, I think it's my predictions now that I think I've got your mantle now, pal. So, take that one off. I think on a positive for London, I think Parata coming back. He hasn't played for the last few, has he?
Say that again, mate.
Parata, he's back, isn't he now?
Yeah. I mean, he picked up a knock. He's been back, but again, I know he picked up a knock. He's in the 21. Whether he plays or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, for me, this is all about Leeds' opportunity to change a few things around. And I think if I was Rowan Smith, if you listen to the podcast, for all he's getting, and getting Jack Senfield in and see what happens. That's what I would do. Whether he will take that advice, I don't know. Probably not, but I've still gone for a Leeds 18 plus. You'd think at home at Headingley they're going to at least put performance in for the fans to hopefully quiet them down a bit, because I know there's been a few mumblings within the ranks at Leeds there. So hopefully for them they put performance in, and it's a good one and they get some tries. But I think from our little try scorer tipping, I think Lundon is a potential for a hat-trick in this game based on his last performance.
Ooh, you can see where Steph's going now. Of course, gamble responsibly. And of course, if you want even more chat, go to our sponsors, Rugby League 3/4. Great community there for betting. They have a good chat over there. Alex Sharp saying that, it's a Queen soundtrack for Mr. Frawley. In The Invisible Man. Oh, yes, you can hear it now. Mr. Freddie Mercury on the eardrum. Oh, yes, he has not turned up thus yet.
He's right.
The problem for Leeds
I thought you were calling him a killer queen.
Good Lord, no. It will take a kind of magic, my friend, for him to turn up. Oh, it's all coming on. That said, Rowan Smith has got a vision. Oh, it's all coming on. Here we go. Who knows? He might be riding his bicycle after this one. Oh,
you might want to break free after this weekend.
No, it's all going on. Hey,
like Radio Gaga, this.
Don't stop me now. I'm on a roll. Oh, he's still going. Anyway, let's move on. But like I say, London Broncos is their problem. Their problem is going to be after that, because after that they've got Catalans away and then Saints at home. Saints away. Two massive games. You really. I'm sorry to say this, but I think he's got to win all three, and I just don't see him winning all three. Such is the noise coming out of Leeds in terms of Rowan Smith. Real problems. No surprising, everybody has gone Leeds 18 plus. And coming back to what you said, Steph, why wouldn't you give young Mr. Sinfield a go in this? Because one, it's an opportunity for him to get some game time. Secondly, it just puts a right size, whatever boot Rowan has got, right up Mr. Frawley's derriere.
I think it's his opportunity to. If players aren't playing well, you've got to drop them. Otherwise, you're a rubbish coach. It's as simple as that. So it's his perfect opportunity to do that.
Yeah. Steve
as well.
Slightly mad. I don't know why he's going slightly mad. That said, Greg Roach, he's saying this is queen-tastic. Couldn't agree with you more.
Come on, the show must go on. Come on.
The show must go on. Absolutely. These are the days of our lives, boys.
The thing is, you feel for Rowan because he's got to pick Frawley because he's brought him over.
Yeah.
But I said it last year. He's not going to do anything. And he won't do anything for the rest of the season. That's almost a promise.
Yeah.
So it's a shame because he's paid a lot of money for him.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, and he has to play him because he's paying so much money.
No one's undroppable. No one is undroppable. If you're not playing well, it sends the worst message to the rest of the team. If a player can get away with playing rubbish,
I agree.
I agree, but he's not doing it, is he? That's the problem.
On that note, gentlemen. Josh Drinkwater, you're spot on, Steph. Sam Burgess, for all of his youth in coaching, gave Leon Hayes his head, put Drinkwater on the bench, and he's not got back in the team. This now is a big test for Josh Drinkwater, out of contract at the end of the year, won't be retained by the wire. All eyes on Josh Drinkwater and Jake Truman, who is back in the 21-man squad. Like Sam Walters, will he come in on this? Will he play reserve grade? I would expect he won't play this, but you know what? Stranger things have happened because Hull FC desperately needs someone. I thought Jack Walker was exceptional last week. Really good to see Jack Walker back on the field of play. This is, of course, the last five. The Warrington beat the Broncos, lost against the Dragons, albeit a really good spirited second half performance. Beat the Rhinos very, very well in the second half. Came back against the Leopards, something they wouldn't have done last year, and then lost at Salford, which is really probably disappointing for the wire that they went down in that, taking nothing away at all from Salford. It's 4th against 11th. That tells a story. 1-20 on Warrington, 9-1 Hull FC. For the FC, of course, lost the last 5. Leopards, Robins, Giants, Saints, and the Rhinos. Bad times if you're an FC fan. The squads are in. Obviously, interesting. I mean, you look at the Warrington team here. Kai Taylor-Ray, for those of you who don't watch the Warrington Wolves, he probably won't feature in this game. Or will he? Will they put Dufty in the halves? That, for me, could happen. Could happen. Don't be surprised if Dufty's playing 6 this week or 7. Don't be surprised. However, he's more than likely going to give Josh Drinkwater his head. He has to. He's got to show some faith in him. He's going to need him with Leon Hayes now being out for the season. But that Kai Taylor-Ray, he is one for the future, believe me. And Aaron Lindop also in the squad. Not been in the squad for a while. So again, does that suggest that there could be a Dufty Williams partnership in the halves? Because, of course, Lindop can play wing. Josh Fulis can play fullback. So there's a lot of questions here in terms of what team Sam Burgess is going to put on the park come this Friday night. As for Hull FC, as you can see, number 6, Mr. Truman, is back. Walker, we know, will play fullback. There's no doubt about that. Davy Litton back in the squad as well. I think SASA is improving all the time. Pele, I thought, had a decent spell against the Leeds Rhinos. There's no doubt about it. Hull are still on their haunches. There's no question about that. And they're also out of form. They've also got a lack of confidence. Greg will come to you last because it's wire. So I'll start with Steph. Steph, Warrington, Hull FC.
Yeah, I mean, from I'll come into Warrington in a second, but from a Hull FC perspective, how good a sight that must be for the Hull FC fans to see Truman named in that team. It's it must be like Christmas has come early for him, that. But no, it's going to be really interesting to see how they travel for this one, because I don't think they played that badly last week. Warrington, the Hayes thing is going to be obviously disruptive, and I personally would probably try Dufty at the halves, but we'll see what Sam does, who obviously knows a lot better than me. But I think at home it's going to be a tough day at the office for Hull again. I've gone for Warrington 18+ on this one.
There's a bit of sports going on in the chat. Dawn Baker questioning how good Brodie Croft has been, a Super League Raw member, and Alex Sharp, back as you like, replying to Dawn, saying he's got the most assists of the season. And sit yourself down, Mrs. Baker, all in the great. It's lovely. Respectful disagreements between the Super League Raw membership. It's an absolute thing of beauty. Carry on, guys. It's great to see your comments in the chat. Nicola Burton would say 18+. Ashton currently injured for the wire. He has got a knock, yes, as has Connor Wrench. Joel, over to your good self. Wire Hull FC.
I hope Dufty doesn't go into 6, because I feel like, why fix something that's not broken? For me, he should stay as a fullback. That's his position. He's very good at it. Could that be a difference between a win by a lot and a win by not so much? I have gone wire 18+, just because if you look, your backs and your forwards, you can't really say at Warrington whether you've got a better front pack or a better backs. I think everyone's playing so cohesively. It's just a lovely mix of talent that you've got. So I am going to go wire 18+, but really for me, Dufty should be playing at fullback, because that is your last line of defence, and he's so good at it.
Well, Steve Cartledge saying Dusty's wasted at 6. And let me tell you now, Mr. Cartledge walks with springs on his feet. Don't worry about that. He's got a wonderful walk, as our Steve. He knows a thing or two about pace. Believe me on that one. But
what I would say on that one, though, Dave, is look at Moylan at Leigh. Everyone thought they were crazy putting Moylan from 6 to fullback, and he's been superb in the 2 games he's played there. So, I think Dufty could play 6, but the only way you can find out is by doing it, isn't it?
Well, Donna's return serve. She's saying he's in the wrong team at the Rhinos. He's Brodie Croft. Dawn is not going away quietly. Good effort, Dawn. Right. We'll wait for Alex riposte. Over to Reggie. Warrington against Hull.
Drinkwater's under pressure to perform. Hayes has come in. Thanks, everyone. Hayes has come in, and made that shirt his own. I think he will go with Drinkwater and Williams, and I think he'll challenge, Burgess will challenge Drinkwater to bounce back. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ty and Lindop at centre and wing. I must admit. I think it's a bit too early for Ray to come in just yet. It's a game we need to win, and I don't think Sam Burgess will tinker too much. I wouldn't. Ratchford's in the squad as well, isn't he?
What about Wrench and Ashton? Are they both back?
No, we don't think they are they?
Let's get back to the squads. Here we go. So you look down the squads. Obviously, Ratchford is in there. No mention of Conor Wrench, and I think Ashton is missing as well.
Yeah, he may even play Ratchford at 6. So decisions for Sam. I think I said that the Salford game would be the game that would catch wire out after the Saints game. They were running on adrenaline at the Leigh game, and the Salford game, they were just out of gas. But having said that, I think Warrington 18+.
Yes, and Mr. Sharp has responded. He's delighted with his 13 assists in 9 rounds. Back to you, Miss Baker. We'll keep an eye on this tennis match. Who wants to watch tennis? This is the only place to watch tennis. Super League Raw, when there's a rugby league angle to tennis, it's worth watching. Carry on, guys. Great sport in the chat. Outstanding stuff. Right, I've actually gone 9-17, Wire. I think we're about to see how important Leon Hayes has been to Warrington. I really do. I think they'll win, but I don't think they'll win convincingly. I think this is going to be a real shock to the system. I think the combinations between Williams and Hayes have been very, very solid. This is going to disrupt. There's no doubt about that. When Hull FC came to the wire earlier in the season, really competitive in the first half. So I do see it a Warrington win, albeit I called it when Leigh came to town. I didn't think that was going to be an easy day. I think Warrington will win this and win it by 2 scores, but I think we're about to see the hole that Leon Hayes is going to make. And I'll tell you now, Drinkwater, he needs to come back and earn his money. This is a massive game for Josh Drinkwater. And actually, it's going to be another example of maybe how good Sam Burgess's man management is, because this guy's been sat watching a young kid take his spot. Where's Josh Drinkwater at? Can he galvanise him for this game? Before we move on to the Saturday games, because we're racing through these, I'm going to introduce a new feature. Before we go out this evening, we will have question of the week. You people who are watching, ask Super League Raw, the panel, a good question. Get him in the chat, ask a question, anything Rugby League, Super League wise, and what we'll do is we'll pick one. Who is going to have this week's question of the week for the panel, and we'll debate it. So get yourself in the chat right now, put your question in there, and we'll close the show with your question of the week. There's just something on the fly, because we can, because we're Super League Raw. We can do what we like. Outstanding stuff. Right. Oh, Steph's loving it. Steph is loving it. Right, well, and while Steph's loving it, we'll go to the Leigh Leopards against the Castleford Tigers. It's coming Saturday. The Leopards, beautiful performance against the Dragons. Oh, yes, the pack to be feared was back. Asiata back. Lamb looking like 2023. The Be the Roarers. Oh, you can hear it all the way at the DW. They're starting to get their voices back. 9th against 10th. 1-7 on the Leigh Leopards going into this game. On a 5-1 Castleford Tigers. It'd be wrong not to say Matt Morland's the player to watch. And of course, we would all say the man who is in the team of the month, Mr. Innes Senior, having a fantastic time on the left edge for the Castleford Tigers. Both of these two teams have had a bit of an up and down time over the last 5 rounds. For the Leigh Leopards, a win against FC, then they lost against the Red Devils and the Warriors and the Wolves for that marvellous performance at the weekend. Gentlemen, just put that Kai O'Donnell try back in your mind for a moment. It'll bring a smile to your face. Right, we then go over to the Tigers. The Dragon, of course, 2 losses, Dragons and Rhinos. Then they beat the Red Devils. Very, very surprising that. Of course, Innes Senior that night, unplayable. The Warriors then, of course, took them down before a win against the Broncos. Again, some really smart play. Mr. Tex Hoy putting my boot firmly back in my mouth. Oh, well done, Mr. Hoy. Nothing wrong with that. When I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. There you jolly well go. No teams in for these two at the moment. Can Castleford back it up, Joe? Or are we about to see another masterclass from last year's, everybody's favourite team last year, second team last year, the Leigh Leopards. Are they going to get another win and take it up to 6?
I think the question is, I don't know, Steph will tell me, is Pape back?
Pape is in. He's back, is he? He's not
So,
in.
Yeah.
For me, that backs up my prediction. I've gone a Leigh 18 plus.
Leigh 18 plus.
Yeah, because you looked at the I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but it's Super League Raw. It's Raw.
It is Raw.
Asiata has had a great comeback, and it was great to see the crowd, cheering him on. Amon playing so well and getting a Pape back. I think now we'll start looking at back towards a Leigh team that we saw of last year. And I do honestly think that there's going to be a big score on Cass here. Yes, Cass played well last week, but look who they were playing. They're not playing Leigh. So 18 plus.
18 plus to Leigh. Over to... Are we missing a Friday game? We're not missing... Somebody said we're missing a Friday
Huddersfield.
game.
Huddersfield.
We'll come back to Huddersfield. Well done. Well reminded. Forgettable. Anyway, only joking, Joel. Greg, over to you.
What, Huddersfield or Leigh?
No, this one.
Leigh had a great performance. I was only pulling your leg, Steph, before. Leigh had a great performance, and again, it's one of those. When you come up against a team like once against Saints, like Hull KR against Wigan, when you come up against a team that's Catalans weren't that great last week, and Leigh absolutely performed to the top of their game. I just think everybody's expecting a Leigh blowout. And I think that last week's game for Leigh was such a great game. I think they'll kind of maybe struggle a little bit to hit those heights again. And I've gone 9-17, Leigh. They could very, very well put 40 or 50 past Castleford. I just think it's that after the Lord Mayor show kind of thing. And I think they were so good against Catalans and again, Castleford will be buoyed by that performance. I just think Leigh will win, but I don't think it'll be by the cricket score that people think it's going to be. Sorry, Steph. I know you probably.
He is about to disagree with you, so don't apologise.
No, I think you're right in what you're saying in terms of. I think a lot went into that game last week for Leigh. I think it was you don't want to say must-win games in round 9, but I think to Leigh to stay in, have even an outside chance of being in the playoffs, they had to win that game. And I think there was a lot of emotion went into it with Asiata coming back as well, which obviously boosted the dressing room for Leigh. And I don't think any Leigh fan thought we were going to get what we got last week. So it was an amazing thing. And I think there is a bit of a danger. You were quite right, Reggie, to say there's a bit of the Salford syndrome, where Salford have played superbly well against the top sides and then struggled a little bit, against some of the, easier, perceived easier opposition. So we have got to be careful. But a bit like Asiata coming back last week, I think if Pape does make the 17 this week, I think that's a huge boost for Leigh. And to have him and Brad Dwyer running at Castleford's defence, I think that's going to have them running scared. So it's the first time this season I think I've backed Leigh 18 plus. I backed him 1-8 against Catalans last week, so I was right with one, but got the score wrong. But we'll see. But great that it's on a Saturday night as well. That could get messy in Leigh on Saturday with a 5:30 kickoff.
I'll phone you with a score on Sunday morning, Steph.
Yeah, don't do it too early. But no, it should be a great day, and I believe the weather's going to be fantastic as well. So come and see the Battle of the Big Cats at the LSV on Saturday.
Oh, marketing promotion from the sale. Outstanding stuff. Yes, get your safari, get your shotguns, get down there. Beautiful stuff. Only joking. No animals were harmed at the LSV. I'm going to go Leigh Leopards 18 plus. I think this is the game. I think it's the right opposition for Leigh to really put a marker down. Players back. Young talent on the wing. Yeah, I think the Be the Roarers are going to be foaming at the mouth at some quality tries at the weekend. And you mentioned Riley Lum as a shoe-in. I think Hanley might be a good shout as well. I'd also think, though, actually, in a senior for a try would be a decent one, because such as his form, if they are going to get a try, it'll be there. We will come to your questions at the end of the show. Don't worry about that. There's quite a few. New feature. Something Steph said. I just thought I'd roll with it. There you go. Came into my head. Let's do it. So yeah. Right. Let's go to the one that we've forgotten about. Friday. Here it is. The Giants taking on Salford. 6th against 7th. Good game. This good game. 2-5 on the Giants. 21-10. Swift and Lafay. You know, go and get your tickets, Huddersfield fans. Go and get your tickets, Salford fans. You know, those two players alone are worth the entry fee. Outstanding stuff. The Giants, the last 5, of course, lost to the Robins, won against the Broncos, won against FC and the Rhinos, lost really tight, 13-12 last week. As for Salford, you know, they picked up some good wins. Yes, they lost to the Warriors, beat the Leopards, lost against the Tigers, beat the Broncos, and then a really good win at the weekend against the Warrington Wolves. Good effort there. We have actually got the teams for this one. Here they are. Yeah, we have actually got the teams. So looking down the list, Huddersfield come into this in fine fettle. No major issues there, as do pretty much the Salford Red Devils. You see there that Singleton back, and Sam Stone, who also was not a part of the squad for the Warrington game, he also is back. So the pack certainly has been bolstered at the Salford Red Devils coming into this game. It's a close one. I'll come to Joe last on this one. Greg, we'll kick off with you. This should be a good game.
Yeah, it should. It's got the potential to be a cracker. Salford, obviously, you know, Huddersfield just lost out to Saints. Huddersfield beat a tired Warrington side. I am going to go. I'm sorry, Huddersfield fans. I hate to say this, but I'm going to go Giants 9-17. I think Salford will be buoyed by last week. If Masters is back, that's a boost. I think he was in the squad there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he might be mind games, though, Mr. Roach.
Could very well be mind games. But like Masters of the Universe, I think Huddersfield 9-17.
Right, okie dokie.
We were all stunned at that.
Yeah, back to you. No, I just took an intake of breath for Greg. Greg Roach now's turned off. He's devastated. Over you.
Well, if he took a deep breath, then he's going to take one now, because I'm going to really put it
It is.
So, you know, two very, very evenly thingy teams, but I just can't see past Huddersfield in this. I don't know what it is. Swift, I don't know. But then you've got Lafay on the other side, haven't you? It's going to be a really interesting battle, that one.
And don't forget the sparkling form of Ethan Ryan.
Ethan Ryan, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So,
I'm talking stunt double.
As far as Steele's concerned, carry on.
No, I think, to be honest with you, this has got, as daft as it sounds, it's got the potential to be game of the week.
Yeah, I almost said that.
Yeah, I agree. It's a good game on paper.
A bit like Leigh Warrington was probably the game of the week in that round, even though it wasn't officially. I think this has got a potential to be probably one of the closest games. Saying that, though, I've still got Huddersfield 9-17.
Well, Craig Rigby wants his name on the screen because he's gone Salford 8+. You know, Craig. He likes to do his hair on a Wednesday night and get on the screen. Shame we can't see his hair, but that's by the by. There you go.
Can't see mine either.
Absolutely, Joe.
Golden Point, that's a good shout, Alex. Golden Point, yeah. Nicola Burton, she's going Huddersfield 9-17 as well. Go on, Joel, over to you.
So I've tied with who could be playing in what positions. When you look at Masters, is he going to play? I think it'll depend on the day. I think it'll all be decided on the day if he plays or not. But what I am sure of is they might put Sam Halsall on. And if they do...
Bibby had a shocker, mate. You can't be Bibby.
He did, but the thing is, like, you've got to remember, he's going up against a lot of outside backs who really want that position. And I think the emotion got to him. He doesn't always play like that. We've got to be honest. Like, he did have a shocker. But if he gets played again, he's not going to play like that again. That's almost a guarantee.
Bibby, I think.
Yeah, probably. He gets played at centre more, I think, because he's a good option to play at centre. But
he's the best winger.
He is, but so is Sam Halsall. Sam Halsall's a better winger.
Joel, all I've got to say is not, mate, not since Amy Stewart have we seen so many knock-ons. Do you know what I'm saying?
But my point is that instead of Bibby...
Knock on wood, Amy Stewart.
Yeah, we got it, mate.
Good man.
But instead of Bibby, I'd definitely put Halsall on just because of the speed. His nous for the game is unmatched by a lot of people, and you might not know that, but he's extremely smart. He knows what he's doing. He's a good rugby league player. So if Masters isn't playing, I'm not too fussed. I think Halsall will play in just quite nicely. So that being said, this is the first time I'm going to go with Huddersfield at home because, as you know, whenever we play at home, I always say the opposition will win by 3,000 points. But I'm going to go Giants 9-17.
I'm just impressed you can count to 3,000. Anyway, moving swiftly on 9-17. Only joking, Joe.
Just double the Huddersfield home support.
Only joking, Joe. Gentlemen, news just in. Jessica Stanley's loving the show. Jessica, welcome to Super League Raw. Jessica Stanley is a part of Super League Raw. She's tuning in. She's loving the night. That's what we're talking about. Welcome to the greatest community of rugby league online, Jessica.
She's only human.
Absolutely. Make sure you get into the comments because in the title of this is the quiz on the 13th of May. Be a part of that. Consider becoming a member. Keep your comments in. Lovely to have you. Lovely
who's your sport, Jess? Let us know who you support.
Yeah, and what do you drink on a Wednesday night when you're watching Super League Raw? Always a good one. In terms of Huddersfield Giants, I'm also going 9-17. Everybody's in agreement. Huddersfield Giants 9-17. But what I will say is this. How many times have people wrote off Salford this year and got it horribly wrong? So, we all know about Salford, and Joel, you've got to take it on the chin, mate. If Salford turn up, you're in for a hard night, mate.
And I agree. If Salford do turn up, it will be an 18 plus for them. I'm not doubting that for a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
look at that. In he goes again. Oh, dearie me. The shock in these puns. If he had letters by his name, I'd say Dr. No. Anyway, moving swiftly on.
Who's that?
Hey.
What are you talking about?
Steph there going down another day, another Bond one put in there. Hey, with a spectre of defeat looming. He's
already used that one, mate.
Have you already used that one?
Yeah.
My apologies. I'll think of another one. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, hang on, with more chat.
Keep your gold finger on the pulse.
Oh, yeah. Paul Francis is with us, and he supports the Saints, and he's drinking Frosty Jacks. Good man. Right, okay. We move into. We've only got one more game to go, haven't we? One more game to go.
We had two, have we?
No, we've done the Saturday. We've done Thursday 3 on Friday. We did the first Saturday game, and then I got told that I hadn't done them all. So we've gone back in. We've done Leeds. We've done Warrington. It's the big one. Yeah, it's the big one. It's Hull KR against Saints on Saturday. That's the game that we're going to say, Paul, right on cue, Mr. Francis. Sit back, have a tipple. We're about to debate your team, my friend. Current positions, 5th taking on 1st. Evens for Hull KR at home, which, it's an interesting one, that. Saints 10-11. Now, I'm a bit surprised by them odds because the way KR played against Wigan, and let's be fair, Saints only just got over the line. Saints are not in great form. They seem a team at the moment that are on the edge. That's not to say they can't turn it on in any one game, but for Saints to be favourite in this, I think is really interesting. Mikey Lewis, Johnny Lomax is a fascinating little tussle that's on the horizon. Right, the last 5, Hull KR. Giants win, FC win, Broncos win, a bad loss in Perpignan, but they won't be the only team to suffer a bad defeat in Perpignan. Again, just ask their opponents that are coming to the Craven Park this weekend, and of course a great win against the Warriors. Nobody saw a win of that caliber. I mean, people might saw a win for KR because they've got it in them to beat the Warriors, and they've got a good record at Craven Park against the Warriors, but not by that margin. They were sensational. As for the Saints, of course, lost. No, sorry, they didn't lose against you. They won against the Leopards, didn't they? They won against you. Is that all wrong? That's all wrong. My apologies. Forget what I put there. Like I said, I was right up against it coming into this. So the last 5 for the Saints, don't panic. Leeds, they won. They beat the Wigan Warriors. They lost at the Catalan Dragons. They won at FC, and they won at Huddersfield Giants. So forget what's written there. It's a load of tosh. There you go. Happy days. Right, we're going to start with, we'll start with Steph. This should be a belter. Should be a belter. Over to you.
It should be. Yeah, it should be a great game. OKR obviously coming off that fantastic demolition of the Warriors. So yeah, and Saints with the lucky 1-pointer at the end there. So is it OKR again?
It's at Craven Park.
Yeah. It's such a big factor, Craven Park, for me.
Greg Roach agrees with you. Look on the screen.
Yeah,
that's why Greg's a legend, because
yes.
he's on the same wavelength, isn't he? No, it is. It's such a. It'll be another sellout at Craven Park for this one. I think. I just think Saints' form isn't. They're not. Although they got the win against Huddersfield, they're not firing on all cylinders at the moment for me. And sorry to the new Saints fan who introduced himself there. I'd love to be saying the Saints win on this one, but I've got to go KR. And I think they're going to put a performance in here again. I think it's going to be 9-17.
Well, Alex Sharp's in the chat. He's gone for Dawn now. He's going for me. What's going on, Alex lad? Are you on one tonight? Well, look, Alex, mate, no disrespect, but they're not. They've got beat to Warrington. They got beat at Catalan. Let's be fair, they just about edged out Huddersfield Giants. That's not great form. If you're saying, yes, the top of the league, I get that. And I do. They got off to a 3-game winning start to the season. But over the last few weeks, they have shown a bit of fragility. That's not the usual, Saints, my friend. So
absolutely. You'd think that just to contradict Alex there on that one, you would have thought that St Helens would have put a 9-17 on Huddersfield at home. That's what in reality. That's
okay.
And I don't think many people would disagree with that.
No.
They've got Dodd who's being dropped because of a groin injury, but he was dropped. So they're not the Saints that we know at the moment, and until they put a score on someone really good, I'll not change my mind on that. But OKR are a very, very good side, especially at home.
Alex now's in agreement with me. Good man, Alex. Good man. Paul Francis, he's in agreement. He thinks that this could be a bit of a night for them. And all I would say is this is for your eyes only. Dawn Baker's gone in with another Bond reference that Mikey Lewis with his license to thrill. Thunderbolts coming left, right and centre. Good effort indeed. Loving that. Absolutely outstanding. He's got diamonds on the soles of his shoes, and diamonds are forever. Right, Joel, over to you.
Yeah.
You've stunned him to death.
No, I'm just kind of thinking about what Steph said. It makes a really good point there. That they've not been firing.
I'm here for Joel.
Yeah, I have put Saints 1-8, and I think they will put a better performance in. And I say a bit of a performance. A lot of people said that Saints didn't play well against us. Let's be honest. We played really well. We stopped them playing. Yeah. So let's just get that right. We stopped them playing.
Yeah.
100%.
But on the flip side to that is there's a lot of pressure now. And there shouldn't be a lot of pressure on them because they're still right up there.
Absolutely.
But the pressure comes from the fans, from the club, from the wider league. And you would expect that Saints would go and beat Hull. The issue is Hull is a very good team, as you've said. I'm going to stick with me 1-8.
The Robins.
The Robins, of course, yes. Yeah, sorry, yeah. The KR are the better team, yes. But I do think Saints are going to have to pull out a 1-8 victory if they want to keep up there at the top. Because Otherwise, it becomes imposter syndrome. But I don't think they are.
Saints Helens imposter syndrome. You heard it here first on Super League Raw. Over to Greg.
Well, there's no doubt they're going to knock the living daylights out of each other.
Oh!
I'm here all week. And if there's any quantum of solace for our Saints,
all coming in.
I think, you know, Saints have somehow got to the top of the league. I don't know how, because they're not playing brilliant this season, but they have, and that's a sign of a good team that can somehow rise up the league without playing well and without catching people's attention and still be there. Having said that, KR were brilliant last week, and I think, you know, I'm going for KR 1-8. I really am. Right. KR 1-8. I just see, as I think, was it Greg said in the chat that the atmosphere there, the home crowd, it's not an extra man, it's an extra 10 men for KR when they get on it, and I can see KR winning 1-8.
What were the odds, Dave? What were
the odds? The odds surprisingly have Saints as the favourites for this one. The Saints are 10-11 on, evens for KR, which really surprised. Dawn Baker's having a bit of jest there, saying "well out," which is all good sport, and no issues with that.
Maybe we could go Casino Royale and put a few bets.
It's all coming out here, isn't it? I think we only had from Russia We Love that we haven't got a view to a kill. We've only got a couple to go. Outstanding. Paul, you have to watch that on rerun, mate. We're already an hour and 50 in. Outstanding stuff. Never write off the Saints, says David Pye. There you go. Look, interesting this, because I've gone KR 9-17. Schofield's gone KR 9-17. Van Form's gone KR 1-8. Joel is the only person in all of the predictions that has gone against the majority. We've all gone Wigan. We've all gone Giants, Leeds, Warrington, and Leigh. Joel is the only one that has gone a different team to the masses. So, you know, I will bow to Mr. Scholes at the end of the week if he manages to get a couple of points off the back of this one. It will be a mighty fine effort. Right, before we pick, there's been loads of questions come in. This is almost giving Mr. Sale, the back, because he's been calling for a Super League Raw question time show. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Again, get in the chats. Do you want a Super League Raw question time show? There you go, into the chat if you would. Dawn Baker's still going on. Oh, are you up? Craig Rigby still waiting for Goldfinger. Yeah.
We've had Goldfinger.
Goldfinger gone. Yeah, we've had that one. Right. We're going back.
Another day there, Craig.
Oh no, Joe! I think Steph had that. Yeah. This was the team of the month. To recall: Briley at fullback, Swift and Senior on the wings, Lafai Hiku in the centres, Lomax and Smith at the halves, Jimmy Harrison and SASA props, Danny Walker hooker, Fitzgibbon Tangino in the second row, and Luke Yates at loose forward. We asked you who you felt it was going to be. There was loads of people in the chat. Various people. I've got to go all the way back. I do apologise. You've got to start putting these in the chat when we get round to them. I do apologise. I'm trying to find them. I can't find them. So, but yeah, there was a lot of people calling different. I think Tanginoa got a shout in there. Adam Swift got quite a few. Tanginoa and Swift mainly. I'll just quickly, one word, gentlemen. Steph, who would you say is the player of the month for April?
I'm going to go a bit random. I'm going to go Tanginoa.
Joel Scholes?
Swift.
Greg?
Swift.
And the Super League Raw player of the month is...
Lost it. Big moment, he's lost it. And it could be a chance here for Swift. And Swift's going to stroll in. Disaster for Hull FC. Defence eventually dragged down. Once ago, Swift goes blind. And has he got that down? Well, here they go. They're testing their skill. And they've got the ball out on this near side to Connor. Gets it away to Swift. Swift bumps up one. He's going. He's got support inside him. Is he going to kick it? He kicks over the fullback. Mullahair's giving chase. Saints are trying to get back. And Swift surely going to score.
So there you go, Adam Swift, the Super League Raw player of the month for April. As you can see there, played 3 Super League games, 1-2, scored 5 tries, 2 assists, 17 tackle busts, 6 clean breaks. He's carried the ball 58 times for 501 metres, an average of 8.6 metres a carry. And just to carry out that, if we include the Challenge Cup, he's on a 9-game scoring streak. And in those 9 games, he scored 15 tries. Absolutely incredible. Not just his tries, but his work out of backfield. Adam Swift, at this moment in time, arguably the best winger in the comp on current form. I'm not saying he's the best, but on current form, he is the best. Adam Swift, the top player. Gentlemen, I'll start with Greg. Swifty.
Oh, yes. Once he sees that try line, he's got a view to a kill.
Hey! There you go.
Don't have the salmon.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's amazing. That amazing statistics.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought it?
Yeah.
He has been for me the surprise package of the season so far.
Yeah.
You see so many other names who you'd think would come above him in the try scoring stats in the whatever it is, and Adam Swift, he's proving all his doubts is wrong. Fair play to him.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And what I would say, he's on an all-time high, and when he's got the ball in his hand, it's like he's got all the time in the world. Over to Mr. Sale.
Yeah, I mean, I picked Tanganoa. I knew it was going to be Swift, but I wanted to give honourable mention to Tanganoa there at OKR. But all I'd say on Adam Swift is the world's not enough.
A family motto. Fantastic. Over to Joel.
I was going to make a comment to Skyfall, but
yeah. Have a golden eye and carry on.
Yeah, there we go. It doesn't surprise you. You look at, like you said, it's not just his tries, it's the meters that he's made as well. He's ran some. He's essentially done what Jerry did when he was with us.
Yeah.
He runs the ball in from fullback. Jake passes him the ball, and he goes in like a second rower. So you can't be surprised that he's got the Player of the Month. And I won't be surprised if he doesn't get it again, because the form he's in is quite incredible. He's probably one of the best players in the comp at the moment.
Mate, if you combine what he did at Hull FC at the back end of last season with what he's done at Hull FC at Huddersfield this year, mate, it is quite sensational. So, yeah, really, really pleased to say that Adam Swift is the Player of the Month for April. Congratulations to Adam. Remember to tell your friends, if they don't want to watch this as a webcast, if they want to listen to this on the way to work, if that's more convenient for them, this is available. The Super League Raw show is available as a podcast on the following day. So it is available tomorrow. And as you know, if you don't download it tomorrow, it'll be available the tomorrow after that. And as you know, tomorrow just never dies. So there you go. The bottom line is, if you want to get, the Super League Weekly podcast, it's available for you from tomorrow. And I think we've done the full suite now of the James Bond films.
We've not done From Russia We Love yet. The Spy
From Russia We Love now.
I'm going to knock the living daylights out of someone.
Oh, we've done that. We've done that. Yeah. Right, okay.